Hey guys, how's it going? Today I am working on this steel chainsaw here, and I'm going to show you how to remove the spur sprocket, the clutch, and how to check the oiler, make sure it's not clogged up with debris. Alright, most of these saws, a lot of the models are the same, some of them are a little bit different, and this particular one also, we're having a problem with the handbrake. So we're going to take a look at that too while we have this apart. So let's get into it. First thing we're going to do, I had already loosened up these nuts here, but you want to take these off of the side. And we want to, I'm doing this with one hand, so I apologize. We want to pull our side off of here. Alright, and this chain, as you can see, that spur sprocket, it's really digging in there. This chain's getting caught up in there, so we're going to need to replace this. So we're going to go ahead and wiggle our bar a little bit, and we're going to pull that bar off of there. Just like that. Okay, now we have a better look at our spur sprocket here. You can see how tore up it is, all these grooves in there. And we need to get that off of there. So first thing you're going to see is this little clip right here. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver. And basically just stick it down in there behind there and just kind of pry a little bit. Just like that. Oh, where did that thing go? There it is. Alright, that's the clip we're taking off of there. Then you're going to have this little washer. Now remember how you take these apart, because you're going to want to put this back the same way. Alright, see how that's recessed on the bottom? So let's put that there, and let's put our little clip on top of it. And here is our sprocket. Now, you want to release the brake on this, and these should pull up. It should pull straight up, and this one is not coming up. It feels like it's jammed on there. There is a little roller bearing in there. It's probably bad, because that should be pulling straight up. So what we're going to do in the case that it's not pulling up, let me get a pair of pliers here. I am going to put it on there and just kind of, there we go. It's coming out now. It just pulls off just like that. Underneath, you're going to have a little roller bearing, and you want to inspect that. Sometimes these do go bad. If these aren't spinning around on there and you get a broken bearing in there, it certainly could cause some problems, so make sure yours is okay. This is our clutch right here, and what I want to show you is, so our brake is off, and you can spin this, but when you push your brake on, alright, there is a band in here that should compress around this clutch and prevent this from spinning. You can see it's still spinning with that brake on. Alright, so we need to find out what's going on there, and that's going to be underneath of these couple of bolts right here. Let's take this whole panel off, but first let's get this clutch out of here. We're going to want to take this cover off, and there's a couple of bolts. This one's missing some, but they're in each corner, and you can use a flathead. This actually has three. 1, 2, 3. Let's use a flathead. We can turn them out of there and just pull it off of there just like that. Here's your spark plug. If you can't get these by hand, you can just use a pair of pliers and pull that off. You can use either a 3/4 inch socket or these little tools that come with the saw. Sometimes you can just put these on there. Plug is out. Now in order to take this clutch out, this is reverse thread, which means we will have to loosen it by going to the right, and this is going to spin when we go to try to loosen that nut here. So what we want to do is we want to get some nylon rope, and what we're going to do is stick it down into the hole where the plug came out, and that will prevent our piston from going up and down. So what you want to do is pull your rope to get your piston to actually lower in there, and then go ahead and feed your rope down in there. Shouldn't take a whole lot of rope. It's not a very big cylinder head. So now when you try to pull that pull start, that piston will not come up anymore. Now sometimes these are really tight and you're not able to get them off with this tool. And I'm using one hand here too. So I will go to my gun here. Now remember, we are turning this to the right. It's reverse thread. There it goes. Now we can finish spinning this the rest of the way off. That'll slide off just like that. Now when you're putting this back on, remember, you can see the nut side is sticking up over here, and on that side it is not. This is the side that you want facing out towards you when you put it back in there. We'll put it over here with all of our other pieces. Okay, now looking inside, right here you're going to have a washer. This just pulls up just like that. And again, take note of the orientation of it. It's going to go back on the same way. So that's technically going to go under our clutch just like that. Alright, and then under here, you can see this here. This is our little oiler worm arm here. And you can just kind of jiggle that and you can pull up on it just like that. Alright, now you can actually see your oiler where it comes in at here. And you want to make sure that there's no dirt and debris clogged in here. That would be preventing that oil flow in there. But I had just cleaned all this out and everything appears to look okay. But sometimes these will leak too from here. So you want to make sure everything looks good in there and there's no blockage and we seem to be okay. So now we can go ahead and we're going to remove this piece here so we can take a look at our brake. In case you're having an issue with the brake, I'll show you what to look for on there. And we'll just go ahead and start taking these 3 Torx bolts out of here. This might be a little bit tight to pull up on. And what you can do is get a flathead screwdriver in here and sort of pry this up. Just kind of push in on that tab. Pry out, there we go. With this out of the way now, this will actually expose everything for you and you can kind of see more of the oiler system on how it works here. Alright, and this is basically your flow, and this is what we were cleaning out in here. And now this unit wasn't having any problems with oil, but if you were and you were replacing the pump, these are the 2 bolts that would come out, which you'd be able to pull this whole oil pump out of here. We were having a problem with the brake. This is your brake band, and you can see how it recesses in there and goes around, and then you can see how it all operates up here. So when you press this brake, yeah, see, that's not even compressing there. We're just going on here. So that's it right there. That claw is not attached. That's what it is. The band has to go in there. See that? Now you can see it working. That's what happened. It came out of that claw there. Now watch the band when I squeeze, see? That's what it was. Well, at least that was simple. I thought I was going to see a break in this band or something. But take note to how everything is in here in case yours is all apart. And maybe you need to see how yours might go back together. But let me squeeze this a couple times. You can see how it operates. You can see down in there's some other springs. You got a little linkage right here. Oh, that claw just came off of there again. It's not staying on. I think what I'm going to do here is put a slight bend on the end of this right here. to keep it recessed up into that claw there. Just like that. Just to get a nice slight little bend. It should keep it in there until I get a new band here to put on. Alright, we got it back up in there. Okay, now we're going to put this back together. First thing we're going to start with is our worm gear here. And we're going to put that down in here. Now I'm going to keep that right about there. Now what's important to remember, the washer will go back on next. Alright. Then we'll put our clutch back on. And remember, it's reverse thread, so this will go to the left to tighten it. Now, I got to get a new spur sprocket for this, but in the event you're putting yours back together, let's just say I'm putting this one back on. Now, remember when I put that worm gear in there, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it from here, but I had it pointing up to this corner in there. I don't know if we can see it from here. Let me see. Yep, there it is. You can see it way down there. See this little notch on your drum here? That's got to slide right over that. So put your notch over in this corner, and you can see the worm gear down there, and you want to make sure that that slides right over top of it. Just like that. Alright, now I can't fully put this back together because I do have to go get a new spur sprocket, but once that's on there, you can take your bearing here, slide that back down through the middle there, and then don't forget you have your washer that goes here, and then you'll have your clip that goes back on top again, and then you're just putting your covers back on. That should cover everything pretty much on how to remove that spur sprocket, the clutch drum, the clutch, how to check out the oil pump and the oiler gear, and also a little bit on the handbrake to help you understand how that works. Alright, so if this helped you out, guys, please hit subscribe below. Give me a thumbs up. I'll see you next time.